Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabanson, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. And we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a very serious show for you guys here today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, I was one of the people that said I wanted LeBron to stay away from this team for as long as possible. When I heard the news of LeBron potentially returning, I'm like, this is terrible news for the Lakers. And his fans got upset. You had Winnie the Pooh over there seething in the corner quietly, and I'm like, I just feel like this guy's going to hurt this team. That was my thought. And I've been saying since the beginning of the season that Marcus Smart should start. I was saying that you ain't got to pay me $30 million a year to figure that one out. And the reason I said that was because he gave them a defensive a complexion that they didn't have, right? Because you got Luka, you got Reaves. Those are already two bad defenders. You put Marcus Smart in the mix, and then I was even advocating for Vanderbilt, but they went with Rui Hachimura and Aiden. I said we got something good going here, right? Those were my thoughts. But I always said that if LeBron comes back, it's not going to work because now you have three guys that are defensive liability, and we already seen an iteration of that last year in the playoffs where they got embarrassed in a 5-game series, basically, right? And I said this, so I'm still saying it. But then what happened? LeBron came back. They played some pretty tragic teams like the Utah Jazz. You had the game where LeBron scored 11 and 10 assists, and Nick Young decided that game made him the GOAT. You had Winnie the Pooh over there making videos about how LeBron adds all of this. I'm like, okay, buddy, calm it down. Calm it down, right? Because these guys were not looking at things from a defensive side of from the defensive side of the floor. And some of the teams that they beat, they were just out-talenting them, and they were not really playing any stout competition. But the moment they started playing teams that play halfway decent, they got the doors blown off of them, like they did with the Phoenix Suns. I think the other team that they beat in an improbable fashion. What's the team that they beat where LeBron hit those clutch shots? I can't remember the damn team that they beat up. They beat on the road. I don't remember the team, right? They beat that team. And then obviously, you know what happened in the last game when they got absolutely assaulted by the San Antonio Spurs without Victor Wembanyama, right? We know all of this. Well, it seems like another person that knows this is Bill Simmons of The Ringer. Bill Simmons is, in his latest sound from his show, is here suggesting that LeBron James is having a negative effect on Austin Reaves' production. Before we even get into what Bill Simmons had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week I'm really looking forward to some of these upcoming games. This week I'm picking Stephen Curry for more than 29 points. I'm picking Kevin Durant for more than 27 points. I'm picking Giannis Antetokounmpo for more than 12 rebounds. And I'm picking Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do now is I want to play what Bill Simmons had to say here. I want you guys to listen to it quickly, and I'm going to continue on with the show and add a little bit more to what he had to say. Take a listen to the sound here.
I am in the stealth. I feel that way about Austin Reaves as well, Camp. I love Austin Reaves when LeBron's not playing.
Yeah.
But when all three of them are playing, all of a sudden Austin Reaves is not as impactful or whatever because he's on the same team with Luka Doncic and LeBron James.
Sure.
He had a game the other night where he had 11 points, and this is a guy who was averaging 29, but he's just the third option. Is there a Reaves and a ton of picks and other stuff for Giannis? anything, if Giannis was like, I want to go to the Lakers, that's where I've decided I want to go. You told me to pick my team. I've picked my team, and it's the Lakers. Is there enough with a Reaves as a headliner with all their picks that gets your attention, or is that a hang up?
Can you get there salary-wise?
You would have to really patch together all their expirings to get there. Vanderbilt, Kleba, Gabe Vincent, you'd have to really throw them all together.
How insane is it that both of these conversations are happening, where you are saying LeBron James, maybe the greatest player of all time, is getting in the way of Austin Reaves being Austin Reaves, which I both agree with and not. Like, I think he's had a couple more games lately where it's like...
It's a usage rate thing though, Rob.
Completely. Like
Luka's one of the highest usage rated guys of the decade, and you have LeBron James. He should have the ball.
Yep.
So now Reaves is kind of over here.
But what if? But part of his job is to put up 30 a game when LeBron is out. Like, it's like it's part of the modulation of what makes him valuable. But the other part of this is we are earnestly floating Austin Reaves as the primary return in a Giannis trade, and I'm like not walking out of the room right now.
He's averaging 29 a game.
It's insane. He's been awesome.
It's a relatively small sample size. It's like 104 minutes. Mm-hmm. But when LeBron, Luka, and Reaves all play together this year, they're minus 8.9.
Not ideal.
Kind of backed up what I'm watching because it is not a little clumsy. You have three guys who Reaves ideally. I love when he has the ball. I love when he's like the main creator. It's just not going to happen with those other two guys anyway. Okay. So I'm more bullish on Cleveland maybe turning this around than you, it sounds like.
Excellent. So you heard what he had to say there. Now I want to read from an article that we read yesterday from Alive, but just to punctuate what Bill Simmons said here. It says LeBron James blamed for Austin Reaves' struggles in Laker loss. Continues on. When LeBron James returned to the Lakers lineup from his sciatica November 18th, some analysts expressed concern that Austin Reaves would struggle to continue his career best playing alongside James and Luka Doncic. Some of these concerns are beginning to come true. In the last two games, including Wednesday's NBA Cup loss to the Spurs, Reaves averaged a mere 13.6 rebounds and 5.5 assists on 28% shooting. In 8 games alongside James this season, he's averaged 25.4, 6.6 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. These numbers look good on paper, but there's been a steady dip in his touches, best evidenced by his assist numbers dropping from 8.2 to 4.4 with James in the lineup. In the 13 games without James, Reaves has averaged 29.2 points, 8.2 assists, and 4.9 rebounds on 49% shooting. In the last 2 games, if the last 2 games are any indication, it will be hard for him to sustain such gaudy numbers, with his playmaking being most affected. Another striking stat is that Reaves' usage rate plummeted to 21%. The undrafted guard started the season with a usage rate of 29.9 in October, but has seen those numbers dip steadily. LeBron James to blame. During Wednesday's NBA Cup quarterfinals loss to the Spurs, Reaves finished with 15 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 turnovers, numbers that pale in comparison to his performances earlier in the early parts of the season. Lake Show's live Tyler Watts puts blame squarely on James, arguing that the veteran forward is making it impossible for Reaves to succeed. Watts believes that James, who has become more of a jump shooter in season 23, is not helping Reaves' case by putting pressure on defenses with his patented dribble penetration. AR is used to LeBron getting into the paint and kicking it out to him. The shift has made the ball a bit stickier, and Reaves is searching for his offense, wrote Watts. In the last 3 games with their star trio, Reaves has just shot 15 of 44 or 34% from the floor and is averaging 14 points per game. Defensive liability. LeBron James' return has inflicted another issue for the Lakers, with their defense going from serviceable to disastrous. In a 40-year-old James, Reaves, and Doncic, the Lakers have 3 subpar defenders in the starting unit, a recipe for disaster against teams with dribble-penetrating guards. The Lakers found that out Wednesday when the Spurs trio, Stephen Castle, De'Aaron Fox, and Dylan Harper, got at the rim at will, facing very little resistance. Before James' season debut, Lakers head coach J.J. Redick put Marcus Smart in the starting unit, a move that worked wonders for his defensively challenged team. With Smart in the lineup, the Lakers are conceding 107.8 points per game per 100 possession, nearly 9 points fewer than James, Reaves, and Doncic together. James has been so terrible on defense that the Lakers are conceding 121 points per 100 possessions with him on the floor. Yo, Lo, you still think he's doing magical things? Jackass. You still think that? You still think that? What's Basketball Reference telling you? Because I know that's all you read. You probably don't even read books. That's all you read. What is it telling you? What is it telling you? If you wasn't sitting up there twerking it up all day and pouring honey all over your neck, maybe you would realize that you got to look at this thing from a defensive standpoint. It is clear as day that this trio of players ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. And now Bill Simmons is alluding to that fact. This is the reason why the Lakers are not extending him. If you guys were right, they would be. They would be, wouldn't they? Because they would see what you see. So how come they can't see what you see? How come? Let me guess. They hating on LeBron, right? They hating on him, right? And in the midst of all of this, you have his agent who's trying to lower his value in a contract here. Congratulations, bro. Congratulations. I hope you guys are happy. Now go back and read Basketball Reference for the next 2-3 hours.